everybody. This is Sass Jordan, and you are listening to one of my favorite things, Backstage Access.
Well, I spend the night holding back, holding tight, but it's so hard. In your eyes, I'm seeing that you don't know.
Hey, this is KRIS with Backstage Access, and we're excited to have with us here today the super talented Sass Jordan to talk about the upcoming Tailwinds Festival and everything else that she's got going on.
Hi, Chris. This is Sass Jordan calling.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And thank you for taking the time to talk with us today.
No problem, my dear.
Let's jump in and talk about Tailwinds Festival. It's coming up later this month. How did you kind of get on board with the festival, and what would you say kind of sets this one apart from the rest of the festivals out there?
I'll tell you why, because I think they got in touch with my agent. I think that's what happened. As far as what sets it apart, I don't know. I've never done it before. Is it like, do they do it every year?
I don't know. I know it's at an airport, so that's a little bit different, and I'm guessing that's why the name comes around of Tailwinds. And I know that it does have a lot of great bands also on the roster. So are you familiar with the artists that are also performing, and have you worked with any of them in the past?
Yes. Jeff Tate. I toured with him in 2000, I think it was 13 and 14, when I had this project that I was doing with my friend Brian Tishy, and it was called Sun, this project that we had together. And Jeff was kind enough to let us open the show for, at the time he was Queensryche still.
Okay.
So he let us open the show, and it was just us, a duo. We did like this acoustic stomp thing, which was so kind of weird because, you know, Queensryche isn't known for being acoustic.
Right.
Particularly, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we get out there with acoustic guitar and like a kick drum and a hi-hat, and me just wailing. And people would be like, what the fuck? And then after about one song, everybody would be like, wow, because it was so heavy. Even just acoustic, it was unbelievable. So much fun. So yes, I have worked with Jeff. And who else is on this?
We've got, I think, Blackstone Cherry, King's X.
Well, I know. Doug Pennick, I've known him for years. He's a bass player in King's X. So we've never actually worked together. I think we've played shows together before. As Chris Robinson's Brotherhood.
Right.
So obviously I knew the Black Crowes. I think we played shows together too. I could be wrong, but pretty sure we did. It's amazing how when you've been doing it as long as I have. Yeah, I swear to God. Anyways, and then Blackstone Cherries I'm not familiar with at all. So.
Okay. Well, when you get to a festival like this, are you able to kind of hang out and check out all the other performances for the day, or do you have to like kind of just play in?
Yeah, it depends. It so depends on. Each one is different.
Right.
I think for this one, I think I'm like the first act on because I'm the least well known. I think out of them all, and it's just a super short set. It's like a 40-minute set or something. I think.
Okay.
And that is good. This is to me extremely exciting because then I get to check out everybody else. Because I'm pretty sure we're not leaving that same day, so I'm just going to hang out and watch all the other bands.
Nice, so that'll be kind of unique for you because you don't have to worry about getting to point B anytime soon, and maybe you can enjoy a little bit of the actual festival for yourself and get to see some of the other artists.
Exactly. Like this could be like the most fun one I get to do for the rest of the year, just because of that.
Right. Absolutely. Now, I know this festival also has kind of a charitable benefit to it with Miles of Hope Breast Cancer Foundation. So I didn't know if you were kind of aware of what they do. I know they do a lot of outpatient research and outreach in the Hudson Valley community. And I think it's just really cool to have the music festival kind of tied in with a great cause like that.
I think it always goes. Anything where you're doing something that is going to benefit other people along with music, I think is always a fantastic combination. Do you know what I mean? Like I work with this charitable band here in Canada called Bank, which is Benevolent Artists National Charity, and we do a couple of shows a year to raise money for various different types of charities. But like the thing that's so incredible is like we've raised over $3 million.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And the money goes directly to the cause or the foundation, as opposed to, you never know, like you're never sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you just don't know if it's going sideways or who's taking a bit out, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I really enjoy working with Bank. But to your point, yes, I think it's fantastic. I love that music can be a socially helpful catalyst. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's therapeutic in and of itself, but then when you can combine that with a direct connection to a charity, it makes it even better.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's also I really enjoy it when you have a festival that combines like food and beverages and jewelry and fine art and stuff like with music as well. Music goes with pretty much anything, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
It enhances everything. So, yeah, I have a great job.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. I'm not going to argue that. Fantastic. Now, do you have any other festival dates coming up, or any dates this summer so far?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's all on my website.
Okay.
It's on my website, sassjordan.com. August, I will be gone entirely because I got shows but they're all over Canada. It's all in Canada in August. But the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 7th, the 10th, the 17th, 23rd, the 30th, and then September 7th. But the thing is just like the United States, it's a bit of a big country.
Right.
I got to go from one end to the other, to the other, to the middle, to the other. You know, it's going to be absolutely insane.
A lot of ground to cover in 1 month's time, for sure. And now,
for the old dinosaurs.
recently you re-recorded one of your most iconic albums, and you came up with Racine Revisited for the 25th anniversary of the original album. So kind of what was behind your decision to kind of redo that record, and what was so special about it that made you kind of want to revisit those songs and kind of breathe new life into them and do them again?
I think so. What happened was, my manager Peter goes, this is the 25th anniversary of Racine. I'm like, what? Jesus, Lord have okay. And I was like, so anyway, don't care. And he goes, well, we got to care, you idiot. We got to do something. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do? This is like just typical. Not that there's anything wrong with people doing that, but I just didn't want to do it. Like, remastered it, or
right,
remixed it, or, whatever. Stuck another song on. And then somehow we came up with the idea to re-record the whole damn thing. So when I recorded it in 1992, all the bands that I loved, that record was hugely influenced by, was like Rod Stewart and the Faces, really, like the British guys trying to do kind of what they thought was American country music. The most bizarre combination ever. And then it came out sounding like, Rod Stewart and the Faces. So it was the coolest thing. It was
right.
So cool. So I wanted to do something that was kind of like in that vein. It was almost like country meets rock meets R&B meets the British invasion. And so that's what I did in 1992 when we originally recorded it. But the whole time, I was wishing that I had been able to record that record in the 70s, because some of my most profoundly influential records were recorded in the 70s, of course, and they, like Allman Brothers and Bonnie Raitt and all that, and the way those people recorded those records with Music from Big Pink by the band is they would like gather on some farm in the middle of the country with ducks and pigs and goats and chickens and geese and babies and animals and dogs and cats and, like family, girlfriends, wives, boyfriends, the whole thing. And they would just kind of live there and record, whenever they felt like it, all in the same room. This is probably a romantic idea that I made up, but it has its base in some reality because I've read stories about it. Not that any story is ever true. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cool to re-record the record with the band that I have now and the arrangements that I do of these songs live now, which are basically the same, but a couple of them are a little bit different and, in my opinion, greatly enhanced. I think they're way better now, of course, because I lived with the band songs now for 25 years, know. So if there was any way for any of them to get better, they would have, and they did, some of them. So that's what we did, and we all lived together for like 8 days in the studio out in the wilderness, outside of Calgary, Alberta, in Canada, out in the country, with cows and cats and dogs. Awesome. This is the most awesome thing ever. And so that I got to sort of live my sort of fantasy. And, we recorded it to the best that we could do. We recorded it on, on an old Neve console and all in the same room, live off the floor, everything. We did everything we possibly could to make it as realistic as if we were, gone back in time. It was like 1974 or something. So
nice.
So that's what we did.
Awesome. And are you working on any new music or any new projects coming up down the pipeline?
Gosh, oh my God. The worst thing is now you can't keep me just in music. I do a wine, Kick-Ass Sass, white and red, with a vineyard out of Niagara here in Canada, which is sold out of the red, which I'm kind of, we have to formulate the new red, in the next week. That's what's going to be happening.
Wow.
And yeah, I know. I do a skin cream that I love with a friend of mine, very small batch, awesome skin cream called Sass Skin Cream. I know I am such a name whore. But I have the perfect name for it, right? So I'm like, might as well use it.
You do?
Name rhymes, Sass rhymes with gas or ass. The worst name ever. So I might as well use it for, other things. I'm doing a blues cover album with one brand new song on it, too, but I don't think that's coming out until the beginning of next year. That's what the record company just told us because they can't fit us into their schedule before that.
Okay.
I'm doing, the BANC, the BANC, the Benevolent Artists National Charity. I've got a bunch of shows coming up with them in October. I've got all this August stuff happening. Probably more shows will be coming in. And I know it's like you're saying, okay, shut up already.
No.
I'm also working on another top secret project, but obviously it's top secret. I can't tell you, so that's boring. And on a record, because that's what I do, on a record of brand new material as well, which will be sort of, people have been asking me, well, what kind of musical is it going to be? And honestly, I've only got one or two songs written, so I can't say the exact genre yet. I don't know. But, it's going to be me, loud, proud, dinosaurical, tyrannosaurus.
Nowhere near that yet. Nowhere near tyrannosaurical, no. Now, you got at least 30 more years to go before you can bring that into the conversation.
So much.
So you got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of new and exciting things.
Listening to me. Exactly. But you know, that's my entire purpose in life can be boiled down to one word, and that is fun. That's it. That's the only reason I'm alive, to have fun. You know, and you can have not fun while you're having fun. Because that tends to happen in the human experience. But the whole reason for me, my raison d'etre, is fun.
Awesome.
It also translates to love, you know, like love, but I don't mean like being in love. I mean love in general, like love as the creative force.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome. And I look forward to it. I look forward to that, the blues album, because I really dig that kind of stuff. And accompanied maybe with a glass of your wine and maybe even some skin cream, and I'll have my own night in.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yes, all the information for that stuff is on my website.
Awesome.
Like the wine, for this, that, all that shit. Okay, thank you so much, Chris. Thanks for taking the time to talk today.
Oh, thank you.
Well,